Have you ever set a goal and everything is going along absolutely fantastic, and then something happens and there's a setback or a stumbling block, and then it seems like suddenly we have no idea what to do next, and things are coming to a grinding halt and the world feels like it's coming to an end? Yes, we've all felt that way. But I'm going to give you a survival guide. It's going to help you whether you're going through tensions at work, worries and stresses about your health, and feeling like for some reason you can't get it right, feelings like there's not enough hours in the day, or if you're having problems with your kids and your boss, or if you're lacking the finances to do the things that you really want to do, or if you're overwhelmed about the amount of demands from your children, or if you're feeling overcommitted and maybe you're lacking energy and you're feeling like you're being pulled in multiple directions. Well, we're going to address some of those concerns today. So sit down and buckle up. It's going to be quite the ride. And if you stay to the end of the video, I'll show you how to get my free workbook that will help you to reflect on past obstacles, prepare for possible obstacles that may happen or may be coming, and to help you develop a support system so that you can call upon people when you're faced with obstacles in the future. So stick around. Today, our focus is going to be on how to take your challenges from being stopping points in your life to being an opportunity. There's nothing easy about challenges or battles in life, but there is a way to make these things that you have to go through benefit you in the long run. But I'd like to focus today on the benefits of having obstacles in the first place. I want you to imagine for a second a baby chick that's trying desperately to hatch out of an egg. And of course, your first instinct is, oh my Lord, I feel like I need to help that little baby out because they can't seem to get out this egg. They're pecking. And the only thing that seems to happen is small cracks seem to form little by little. Did you ever stop to consider, while you're feeling so bad for this baby bird, that pecking and that process that seems to take so long and it's so hard for this bird is the very same thing that they'll need for their survival? Because all of that pecking that baby bird is doing is helping to build their strength. It's helping to build their lungs and their heart so that they'll be better able to survive on the outside where they have to face the real world. This is very similar to what people go through, because all the trials and tribulations that we endure to help us grow, they actually make us stronger, because they teach us lessons and make us more resilient so that we're better able to manage in this life. So just like the baby chick, those struggles need to be appreciated. Obstacles can be your best teacher. When we have an obstacle that we're facing, we often learn something that we otherwise would not have been able to know had that problem never occurred. Have you ever realized that through some battle you were facing, all of a sudden you realized that you had a backbone, that you were courageous? Did you finally learn that you're someone who doesn't run away when you're faced with hard truths? Nothing teaches us patience more than an opportunity to be patient. And nothing will teach you how to be brave better than living through something that scares the hell out of us. It's in these times we either show what we are made of or we learn what we need to work on. But had that challenge never occurred, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to even understand what you could be capable of living through. Secondly, obstacles help us figure out what's really important. Have you ever found yourself all worried and stressed out about something, and then when you really sit back after you went through that whole thing and you sat back and thought, wow, there are way more important things for me to be worrying about than this mess here? These kinds of opportunities cause you to take an inventory of your life and start figuring out what's really important and what you consider to be a priority. The point is, without all these stumbling blocks and things that prevent us from moving forward, sometimes we would never have the opportunity to just simply stop and think about whether or not that thing is even worth fighting for. So take a look at your relationships. Take a look at your job. Take a look at your friendships and figure out whether or not all that drama you're trying to navigate and all those hurdles you're trying to climb, whether or not at the end of the day, it's even worth it. Number 3, obstacles inspire creativity. I want you to imagine for one moment that you are given these items and you are told that these are the only items that you can use to save your life. Now imagine you are guided down a dark, long corridor and you're left stuck in a cave, and the entryway is now blocked, and all you have is the items that you were given. And you are told that you only have 60 minutes to get out, and if you don't make it out before that time, the cave would then fill with water and you would be drowned. Now everybody listening, I bet you money you'll start looking at all those items that you have in your possessions and trying to figure out how you can use those things to get out in one piece. Well, obstacles, they force us to be flexible in our thinking, to be more creative in our approach, and to look outside the box to consider things and options that we would normally not consider. So keep that in mind the next time you run into an obstacle, that it may not be a barrier, but an opportunity for you to learn how to do something differently. Number 4, obstacles teach us to be grateful. Are we truly thankful for what comes easy? Typically, most of us really cherish the things in our life that we had to fight the hardest to accomplish, because it's often about the struggle within the journey that matters most. It's not necessarily the accomplishment itself in the end. Even Tyler Perry, he might talk about his upcoming play, but what you hear most heartfelt from him is the many days that he spent homeless on the street, living in a car. How many times he countlessly put on the same play over and over again, only to have a handful of people show up. When you ask him about the things he's proud about, it's not the movie, he's proud about the journey. So don't get stuck on the fact that you have all these trials and tribulations and things you might go through. It may be just chapters to your story. Number 5, obstacles make us stronger. You will certainly find out what you're made of, that's for sure. Obstacles will make you dig deep, honey. You will dig deep emotionally. You may have to dig deep physically. It will make you challenge yourself so much in order to overcome the battle. But once you've overcome that situation, you'll be surprised to find that you're braver than you thought, that you may be smarter than you thought, that you are stronger than you thought. You know, having said that, it reminds me of a car accident that I was in, and I had to work really late at night, and I got on the freeway to go to work, and it's late, and there's this really big turn you got to make on the freeway, and you really can't see the end of the turn unless you get around it. And lo and behold, before I know it, there's a car there in front of me. No lights on, no flashers on, no nothing. And before I knew it, I was up underneath that car. And it took me a minute to get back in a vehicle at nighttime because I was scared. And it took a lot of work to get past that kind of anxiety. But it was a beautiful thing when I was able to get past that anxiety and work through all that so that I could go ahead and do the things that I enjoyed the most in life. Everybody has their obstacles, but the story that I can tell out of having that obstacle and the inability to get back into a vehicle, the story that I can tell is what will help others. How do you get past anxiety? How do you get yourself back on that horse again? So there's always a lesson to be learned. So as you can see, there are many benefits to obstacles. Embrace them, because at the end of the day, you're gonna learn something. You're gonna feel something different, and ultimately, these obstacles and trials and tribulations, they're gonna shape you into being the best version of yourself that you can be. Because of some of my challenges, I'm now able to tell my story. I'm now able to give people the gift of knowledge. And you, through all the things that you've been through, you might very well be a gift for someone else. Because not all the time when you go through things, you're thinking, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Well, the thing is that it may be happening to you, but it may be happening to you for the benefit of someone else. So if you can just get past yourself long enough to realize that some things that happen to you is because you will now have experience and be able to teach someone. Some of these things that happen to you, baby, they might just be your best and greatest gift. Now, be safe and treat yourself kindly, and I'll see you next Thursday.